Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Vicent, and I kind of feel like I should be saying welcome back to myself, as I've been away from the channel for 2 weeks. Now, a lot of that was due, as we've talked about several times, I can't get my hands on cars. However, that's recently changed. California has started to open up some, and I can get my hands on cars again. So I've been lining up a lot of those in-depth reviews, and those will be coming to the channel hopefully within the next week and steadily thereafter. But one question that still remains out there, and one we tackled a little over a month ago, is now the right time to buy a car? During that last video, I talked about a lot of the incentives going on at the time, and yet I still told you you probably wanted to wait a couple of weeks. Well, it's been over a month. So is now the right time to buy a car? Well, there's a few factors I want you to think about that really are going to tell you that it's not the right time to buy a car. Number one is that road trips are back. See, as more and more people are afraid of mass transit, whether that's planes or trains or anything else, they're turning to their car to get out there with their family and enjoy some time outside of their homes. What this has done is increase the volume of road trips. And I don't mean getting out of your house and running to the grocery store, but I mean getting out into nature, driving across the state to some park that is open or area that you can get out and be with your family. Automakers know this. They've seen the data. They know it's out there. Gas prices are low and families are probably going to continue this throughout the summer. So manufacturers are banking on the fact that our love of cars will return, something that hasn't been there in a long time. The idea of driving for pleasure and getting out of your home and getting in your car. The second issue at play that maybe is making it so that it's not the optimal time yet to buy a car is that most manufacturers stop production. Well, why does this matter when you're looking at buying a car? Is because there's not a backlog of inventory that you would think there would be. Sure, cars are not moving off the dealerships as fast as they want. However, they're also not backfilling with new vehicles. Or shall I say, they weren't, as most manufacturers transitioned to help out during this pandemic and create medical supplies or manufacture medical supplies. They weren't manufacturing new cars during this time, at least not in the production volumes they had in the past. So let's now talk about a few of the factors that may be in line with now is the right time to buy a car. As we talked about just a moment ago, manufacturers weren't producing a lot of new cars. Well, now they are. So manufacturers are back to opening up their plants and producing cars in mass volume. And yet the dealerships still aren't seeing that inventory leave as quickly as they would like. So that backlog that we all expected to happen over the last month and a half, it's going to start now. The more pressure from that backlog of new inventory on dealerships and manufacturers means that those incentives and prices are going to start coming our way. The second thing here is that incentives and rates are still in our favor. You can find long-term incentivized rates of 0% for 5, 6, 7 years in some cases, which is great for you if that's something you need, especially during this time of economic uncertainty. Maybe stretching that out at a 0% is just what you need to get you into a new car. The last point that we want to consider is we are in a very interesting time period when it comes to inventory on the lots. What I mean by that is the pandemic came at the very beginning of 2020. What that means is there were still 2019 models sitting on the lot that haven't moved. So what you have now is brand new 2019 models, brand new 2020 models, and coming in brand new 2021 models. Meaning these manufacturers are bringing in cars and still having models from 2 years previously brand new sitting on the lot. This is only benefiting us if you're in the market for a new car. You could probably get a screaming deal on a brand new 2019 model as it's just sitting there collecting dust. The same can be said for 2020 and even 2021 if you negotiate it correctly in showing them the excessive amount of inventory they have on the lot and that backfill that is coming in. Okay, so you've made it this far in the video, and now the real question, is now the time to buy a car? And unfortunately, I'm going to say the same thing I said in the previous video, and that is I don't think it is yet. I still think you have another week or two before it is. As more states start to open up, and as the inventory continues to backlog, as manufacturers have reopened their plants, you're gonna see them be more inclined to move on price. And when they do that, That's when you strike. When the incentives are still there, when the rates are still there, when the inventory is great, and they finally move on price, that's when it's time. And I really believe that's going to be coming here in the next week or two. I'll make another video when I think that time comes, but right now, if you were to ask me, is it the right time to buy? If you desperately need a car, you definitely can get a good deal. But if you think you can wait a couple weeks, I think that's your best move. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're in the market for a new car, I hope this helped you make that decision. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe down below, and that little bell icon, click that too. That way you're notified the next time I upload a video. I'll catch you guys in the next one, where we test drive some cars. See ya.